and welcome to tonight's episode of -2 Presents The Curse of Strahd. As always, we'd like to shout out our sponsors for tonight's episode. Of course, the valuable tabletop software that we use to play the game, which is Foundry. Foundry is an amazing resource for any of you looking to play any platform online. It's not just D&D5e. They've got all kinds of systems that you can run through it, and a massive mod community to make your games extra spooky for the Halloween season, I guess, or whatever you're trying to do realistically. Of course, we would not be able to run our Foundry game without the help of Forge. Forge is the hosting website we use to host this game across the country to my friends and make it run as smooth as possible. They've got multiple tiers, all incredibly cheap and affordable, a lot cheaper than some other websites that offer similar features. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I pay for the top tier, and trust me, it is way more space than I need. I think there are a ton of different tiers that you can do, and all of them very, very, like I said, very affordable, especially by comparison. So check out Forge. Also, a lot of the audio we'll be using tonight is from Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio is our premier user-supported audio service. You can download tracks, stream them live to your games, or sign up for their Patreon and get exclusive alternate versions of those tracks to really tailor them to the games that you're looking for. They've even got a new soundboard feature where you can do live combat sound effects and things like that. I'm still working on how to integrate that into this type of a setting, but I'll get there. I think that's all I have for tonight. The big drive all October has been our NAMI donations. You'll continue to see that bar throughout the stream all October. We are donating all of our proceeds to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. If you yourself wish to help contribute to that, there are multiple reward tiers for you, where we are giving away dice entries to this month's dice giveaway. It is they are Shira dice based off our Shira character in our Tuesday night games from the 5 best friends there. So Ryan, I don't know, do we have a picture of those up?
I have I don't know how I keep having to add it again, but I'll get it up here in just a second.
Well, don't worry about it, I guess.
Just note, Jay, you have to hit record. Sorry.
Yep. They are absolutely beautiful dice.
Recording in progress.
From Dragonite Dice custom set. I think purple, white, flecks of silver. You'll see them all over the internet if you haven't already seen them on the stream. You can also win those by just clicking the elf eggs down the bottom. You get 2,000 elf eggs as a giveaway entry at the beginning of next month. The first stream of next month, we'll be giving those away, so stay tuned for that. But of course, any money you can donate to NAMI is always a huge help, particularly as we head into this time of year, which is very difficult for mental illness. So I think that's all I have. Ryan and Ben, I think you guys are giving away something else this stream, as if that's not enough.
As per usual, we have the Steam game bribe. Again, for the misfortune of finding yourself here, we figured we'd at least pay you by giving you a Steam game. Ben, what's the Steam game tonight?
Tonight we're giving away the digital edition of Talisman, the board game, which if you guys haven't played is a great way to kill 8 hours with your buddies having beers on Discord. Time flies, friendships dissolve. It's a good time.
We have dissolved a few friendships over Talisman for sure, and definitely drank way too much. But mostly with the computer. Playing with the computer is very rough, but it's a very fun game.
So we'll be giving that away tonight. Use your elf eggs if you, for some reason, don't like the dice. I had them up on the screen. Pretty purple flecks in there. But if for some reason you don't like the dice or you don't have enough for the dice, just to follow, we'll give you enough to get a Steam game. So go ahead, get the bribe. We'll pull the winner at the end of the stream.
All right, and that is all we have for this week. Of course, we are joined by Chuck, Ryan, Ben, and Jay. Are you guys ready to dive back into the Curse of Strahd?
Maybe.
Ready is a strong word.
Ready is a strong word. All right, Ryan, play us in. All right, so welcome back, guys. If I recall, after traveling through the mist and finding yourselves 4 different paths, all leading to the same misty camp in the forest somewhere outside of Barovia, you were guided to this mysterious town, this valley of hope and promise. Upon entering the gates and passing through to the realms of Barovia, you found yourselves immediately second-guessing that decision, or at least some of you, as something seemed off, the smell of death permeating throughout the air. Traveling through the city, some of you, stuck to old habits, old ways, trying to make a new home for yourself and take advantage of this newfound opportunity in a new town, a new city, a new land. One of you, on the hunt for something more, darted through the alleys in search of a young woman who guided you to a house said to be possessed by some sort of monster. Braving the perils that lay within, you all ventured in, searching through this mysterious home, this abandoned house on a no-name street in the town of Barovia. On the top floor, a suit of armor reached out a metallic hand, grabbing Cole by the throat. And that is where we will pick up with our first roll of the evening. Mr. Cole Mavvin, could you please make a strength saving throw?
Oh, I could do that. Oh, that sucked. It's 7.
7?
7. And I'm the strong one.
You are the strong one. All right. So as this monstrosity reaches out its metal hand, it grabs you by the throat, and as it does, you manage to just barely, out of shock alone, pull the hand off of your cloak. It tears a bit as you back away. And that is where we'll roll initiative.
Hope that goes better.
Hey, that's a nice cloak.
That went worse. That was a natural 1. Did we just both get a natural 1?
Yeah, we both just rolled a natural 1 on initiative.
Oh my god.
Super good, guys.
Great
Fantastic.
start.
Strong start.
Great start.
Welcome to Barovia.
I see the rolls didn't improve from last week.
I
No.
was gonna say nobody should.
Yeah, we're consistent.
The problem with digital dice, you can't like
If
bless
you could
them.
be one thing.
Be a failure.
All right. Durango, as you watch as Cole pushes away this metallic, this black painted plate mail, this suit of armor just begins to just move in place. It rips these cobwebs with it as it sort of flexes, the metal grinding as it does. What do you do?
Durango tries to back up, but sees the stairs are right behind him. So he levels the headstock of his loot towards the armor, almost like someone hip firing a rifle, and plays a series of quick discordant notes. It's a 21 hit.
21 definitely hits. Is that you sort of weave those notes. You see them now as the rest of you hear them. Those of you that are more arcane inclined at Tensveta, you see the notes sort of infused with this magic energy as they begin to slam against the armor, reverberating against its metal plates. 6 damage there, right? Force damage.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right, that'll bring us to Tensveta.
Tins will look over at our totally a bard friend and just say, hey, I don't think that they have brains to blow. And he will then stab with his rapier. I'll take that natural 20 with sneak attack available. Is that 1d4, right? Plus, well, wait, no. Plus 2d6 for the situation. There's the rapier damage. And then... Wow, 17 points of damage as he just turns and pulls this rapier from his from underneath his robe and just stabs straight into it.
Absolutely. So as you pierce the metal pieces, like in between, the rapier slides in between the plates in the armor, you feel, and immediately it clicks in your brain, there's nothing in there. This suit is walking on its own, and whether it's mechanical or magical, you're not certain, but you then take that moment to twist and pull, and as you maneuver that rapier, you get a little leverage on it, ting, and you can see like some of the armor begin to bend and break underneath as it sort of shuffles heavily to one side, still grasping out. Massive.
Yep. No brains.
Massive level 1 damage right there.
17 damage at level 1.
Hey.
Congrats. Congrats.
Ash.
Following suit, we're just gonna go, holy shit, and draw my short sword and take a swing.
Oh, that was so close too.
Yeah. 19?
19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
I think that's a 5 damage.
Yeah, so another 5 points of damage is seeing Tens sort of push the armor back. It stumbles just enough for you to find an opening. You swing in with your short sword. It skirts across those metal plates, gets caught on another piece before sending chunks of the metal armor flying in another direction. These metal shavings and sparks flinging around the room as it does so. It's still up. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
All right, focused in on you, Cole. That armor continuing now to shuffle, and again the plate's all bent and crooked, grinding as it reaches out for you. 2 hands held high, it raises them and slams them down. Does an 11 hit? Does an 8 hit?
That doesn't hit now.
All right, so you managed to just quickly back out of the way. It getting caught in those bent pieces of armor now. The slam just comes down a little off track. It comes upwards again with a massive metal gauntlet trying to hit you on the backswing. That is a 23.
Oh shit, that hits.
You take 7 points of damage as this black plated gauntlet just catches you right underneath the jaw. You're sent back whirling. You see stars suddenly in your vision as you sort of stumble backwards for a moment. But with that, it is your turn.
Oh, I just like wipe my mouth and you what? And I come down with a morning star right on the top of his head. Okay. 13.
13 misses. Yeah, you.
Oh, it's not.
You're seeing double after taking that blow to the chin. You try to bring the Morning Star down, but the metal armor shifts to one side almost by mistake. But your Morning Star slams into the wooden planks of the floor as they splinter and shake.
Okay, land hands. Oh, I got no bonus action.
Level 1, man.
Ah, tits. All right, Bravo, that's it.
All right. Durango.
Durango continues to track that suit of armor with the headstock of his loot and plays another little riff. It's 15 hit.
This one misses. No, as that the sound blasts out again, it skirts off one of the plates, one of the pauldrons of the armor, and smashes against the wall. Bits of wood again just begin to shower the room as the wall explodes.
That's all I got. No bonus action.
All right, tens.
Realizing that he wasn't entirely prepared, he pulls a dagger from his from the other side of his hip and digs down deep for his rapier for a 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
Save us, Rogue.
Wow, max damage for another 17. And then he'll offhand attack with his dagger as a bonus action.
Not even necessary. As you dig in with that rapier, you use the same tactic, and seeing where some of the armor is meeting together, you manage to push a little more weight into it this time and cut some of the leather straps that are holding the armor in place. As you do it, all of it just collapses and ping, 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 ping. Some of it just bounces off the floor down the stairs. And in that moment, the armor ceases to move.
What the devil was that?
Told you I wasn't insane. And he gets up and kind of sheathes both of his weapons, kicks one of the pauldrons across the floor. We're at the top, yes?
This is poor place to be. We should finish our business and go.
Yeah.
We can't even leave.
Seems like we've got something to solve here then, yes? And he'll bend down and start digging through the armor to see if there is any source of animation in the situation.
Okay, make an investigation check or an arcana check.
Same difference. 16 for an investigation.
With the 16, you begin looking through some of those metallic pieces, and underneath each one is a set of intricately carved magic runes, similar to stuff that you've seen before back home in flying swords. I mean, it's something that's commonly used as an animation spell that seems to lift the whole thing. However, when you severed one of the straps and that broke that chain of runes that animated the armor, it collapsed and ceased to function.
I thought so. Should be more aware of what we're going through here. Any of you skilled at checking things? It's a practice I have, but
Nah, not really. I just better at bashing things typically.
Depends on what you need checked.
it's valid.
This is not my specialty.
Well then, I suggest that you all let me check every door that we go through from this point forward.
Well, better get to checking then. I got two on my left here.
He's gonna step up here and he's gonna check this one to the north.
Well, that's not to my left, but no, whatever. Do what you're gonna do.
Make
Investigation.
an investigation check.
Good old 20. Man, Tense is on fire tonight.
Jeez, I'm glad someone is.
Yeah.
So the doors are that similar wooden filigree that encapsulates this entire place. It has been ornately carved. They are a very thick, dark wood, some sort of mahogany or similar native tree. You look at the lock, you trace the lines in the door for any mechanisms. You don't see any traps. It looks like a standard door. You place your face close to the lock to peer through to see if there's any additional trip mechanisms or anything that would alert you or alarm you or could potentially cause some sort of chain reaction. There's none.
This one's clean. He's just
What
going to
you
go
do
ahead
see, by the way, is in that wooden filigree. As you say that, it's clean. As your eyes turn away for just a second, those same trees with the deer and everything else running through them, the falling leaves, the woodland scenes, you notice tiny corpses hanging from the trees in the scenes, worms bursting up from the ground beneath them.
He's not even going to mention it. He's going to catalog that back in the back of his brain and slowly open the door.
Oh, wait a minute, brother. Allow me.
By all means.
I've at this point now, I've got taken the shield off my back, and I've got it right forward. I'm in formation. I'm ready for an attacker to come at me if defend him off if need be. I'm just gonna step right through the front door. I'm not gonna go nowhere else.
Okay.
Just look around for a second.
Right. You push through into the empty room beyond. It is dark. The same here, those windows on the outskirts have been boarded up from the inside. Right just beyond view, they seem to be a sort of stained, painted glass. But you can't quite make out what is beyond the boards. It is filled with cobwebs, and as you open the door, it seems to yank some of them, and they pull disturbingly across your face. You maintain your composure. The back wall against the windows, there is these burgundy dark red drapes that hang over with the boards behind them. The furnishings are lavish, but there is a 4-post bed with embroidered curtains, tattered gossamer veils matching a pair of empty wardrobes, a vanity with a wood-framed mirror and jewelry box. A padded chair sits in the corner, dusty and empty. On the floor in front of you, there is a rotting tiger skin rug that just sort of lies there. The face alarming at first as you stare at it. Dead in this dead room, guarding nothing. A couple portraits hang on the wall. They are thick with dust, and seem to portray two of the individuals that you saw earlier downstairs. Looks like the mother and the father.
Just looks like a bunch of bedroom furniture. I don't see nothing. I'm gonna step into the room a little bit and just make way for other people, but I'm still very much back to the door that I came through and pivoting around to make sure that we're the only ones in here. It's 5 feet to the side over there.
Okay. The only other door you see is that similar small type door directly behind you now. It looks like it was connected to that weird, strange dumbwaiter system that was in the room several stories below. And there appears to be another door over behind a small table with 2 chairs there. There's a tablecloth on it and a porcelain, looks like a mug and a small matching jug. Over here.
I'm gonna slowly make my way that way. I'm very not now that he knows he's in hostile territory. He's watching his steps. It's almost like the sass has dropped a little bit, and he's very much focused on what's around.
Okay. What is everybody else doing? Tens? Ash? Durango?
Looking around, see if I can find anything that points to who these people were. Something with a name, family insignia, anything identifying the family that apparently lived here.
Okay. Give me an investigation check and just hold it for now. Durango?
And Durango's doing his best to both keep close to Cole and keep his back to a wall, like staring suspiciously at items around the room. Are you okay, my friend? That hit you took, that was worse than back in High Harvest, Tall Harvest. Farm towns all named the same.
Yeah, that bread place. I remember. Oh, I'm fine, and I actually go and look at the damage, and I just place my hand on myself, and I'm gonna just cast a lay on hands.
Okay. And Sveta?
Tens is going to briefly peek through the curtain just to get kind of an idea of the view from this perspective. I'm assuming this is the back of the house, just to see kind of what we're looking down over across, since this is the third story. And then he will quickly make his way over to the desk and start kind of peeking through it.
Okay, give me a perception check. Jay, what was your investigation?
6.
So,
Wow.
Wow.
Jesus.
Right. So looking around the room, Jay, everything is very just very filthy. It is covered in this thick coat of dust and cobweb, as if nobody's been in here for years even. You don't find any remnants. You start looking through that desk as well, eyeing that jewelry box that is sitting on the center of the vanity. Looking around for any paperwork. All of that seems to be very clean and clear. But the tapestries, everything else, the only thing that you make out is that consistent windmill iconography, but no name, no crest other than that. Sveta, trying to look through the windows, with a 25, it's difficult because the glass behind the boards is painted and stained in that similar, again, windmill. You kind of peek through and manage to look through the boards without being too aggressive or too uncareful to disturb anything. Looking out a bit of a chip in that stain paint on the windows, you can see the alley behind where you ran around the home. It seems to be all you can make out is the brick of another building not far behind where you are, and that's about it. In the alley beneath you. But it is dark outside, so it's difficult to see anything beyond what's, the dim light that you have.
What's the deal with this door to the left of me? Does it look like a closet, or what's the haps?
Make a perception check.
duality of man.
It looks like a door.
It is. It looks like a door. It is. It's difficult to say what this door is. Whether it's a closet or anything else. I mean, thinking of the layout, you're too afraid to get too close to it at this point, and lower your shield and do any real looking. And I'm sorry, that was earlier. The dumbwaiter's here. There are two other doors. Either could be closets or to something else. It's hard to tell.
Tens, what do you think of this?
Sorry. I'm distracted by a few ideas. He's gonna come over and take a look. Tap on it a few times. You're muted, Jason.
The door, I'm sorry. You're tapping on the door a few times?
Yeah, just tapping on it briefly. Does it look like it matches the one that goes downstairs, or is that the one over here that he's by now?
That's the one below is the small one. That looks like it is the dumbwaiter.
Okay. So this
this door, as you tap on it, has a hollow sound, but not the same that you would get from reverberation. It seems like there's less reverb on the other side.
He's going to attempt to open it.
You're going to open it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Don't make me nervous by asking my question.
Can't help myself. As you attempt to open this door and push, and it will not budge.
All right. He'll reach down to a pouch on his back and pull out his tools and begin trying to. Is there a lock on the door, or is there any sort of way that he may be able to jimmy the door open?
I'll give you this. You kneel down to attempt to pick the lock on the door. However, fiddling with the lock, doesn't appear to be locked. The door won't move.
He's gonna step aside and he'll do a "you're up" motion to Cole.
I'm gonna walk up to it and I'm gonna start trying to just bash it in with my mace.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
I have a bad feeling about this.
It's a horrible idea, but I'm doing it anyway.
He just wants to know. He just wants to know.
Oh, 15. I actually rolled above a 1.
As you bash the head of the mace into the door, your hand vibrates as the shaft. It just vibrates down that metal shaft, and the spikes of the mace sort of dig in and rip at the wood of the door as it slams into it. Although it digs in, you feel it bite in deep. You look expecting a hole and a crack in this wooden door in front of you. And you pull the mace away, and the door has nothing on it, as if it's taken no damage.
All right. Well, you tried.
No, and I keep. There's no way, and I just keep bashing it.
Tens, after he begins to bash on it, puts a hand on his shoulder and like trying to stop him. He says, "Stop! Look,
Oh, well.
Sorry, don't mean to upset you by touching your shoulder. There's fuckery afoot. Don't be surprised by anything, including doors that don't break. Yeah?"
And as he says that, the whole house seems to creak and groan as if that same settling sound, you know, that you hear in these types of houses at night, but all at once, as if responding to Tensveta's voice.
See? I've dealt with stuff like this back home, but not to this degree. It's different. Things get a little weird whenever there's fuckery. There is fuckery, just not my kind of fuckery. And he'll step over to the dressers and start checking the dressers.
Just gonna nudge Durango quick. I ain't never heard of fuckery before. You?
Perhaps it is from another land.
Yeah, not familiar.
But and Durango whispers this to Cole and Infernal. The elf did lead us here. He seemed to know too much.
Cole won't say anything, but he now noticed that he's every chance he gets, he's just side-eyeing at Tensveta a little bit, just making sure he's not pulling any a fuckery.
Tensveta, as you go through the drawers of the desk, go ahead and make an investigation check. Ash, over by the vanity, is there anything?
8.
Okay, so you said the vanities where that jewelry box is?
Correct.
I'm gonna do a cursory look over the jewelry box and flip it open. Not gonna take anything immediately, but definitely still trying to look for like a family insignia, something.
Okay.
Need to
You
know
flip
who.
open the box, and as you do, you notice again the box itself is silver with golden filigree wrapped around it. Still dusty. It creaks a bit as you open it. Inside, there is the light glint of 3 what look like gold or bronze rings. It's tough to tell in the lighting. In a thin, silvery necklace with a bluish, purplish gem.
Any of you guys good with magic? Can somebody tell me if I'm gonna get cursed if I touch this thing?
Not that kind of magic, brother.
If you give me a moment, I might.
I don't know. Sometimes you got magic keys. Magic house, magic keys only seems to make sense.
And you think the door that doesn't take anything needs a magic key? And it's just gonna dangle somewhere in the house. There's gonna be a magic key that's gonna solve all of our problems and open doors for us.
You'd be surprised.
Sounds like something from a song, no?
Sounds
Yes.
like fuckery.
Sounds like a story.
Well, I like stories.
Most stories have a bit of truth to them.
Durango's finally going to notice that the wall that he's had his back to this whole time is actually a door, and and give it a cursory examination to the best of his ability.
Sure. Give me a investigation check.
That's a 7. Yeah.
7, yeah. It looks like in the door, in Durango's defense, although it is dark in the room, your eyes are very good, but the door seems to be almost painted in a similar way. It's painted to match the wall, as to not be an eyesore of some sort, you know, whatever rich people do, and whatever the style is at the time. But it doesn't appear to be trapped. You don't see any complicated locks or tripwires or anything of that nature.
I have found another door here, Mr. Tens.
becoming too important to you all. And he continues digging through what he's digging through.
Yeah, so tens the drawers are filled with as many, I guess, several sets of older traveler's clothes or common clothes. They are of a finer variety, so you can feel free to take as much as you want. The drawers have protected them from a lot of the dust, so they are still very wearable if you wanted to take them. There's a set of men's and women's.
I don't know. Let me check something real quick. Okay. This might be dumb. This might be real dumb, guys. I'm just giving you a heads up now. This might be one of the stupidest thing I do in this entire game.
Weird with it. Yeah.
I hope we might.
As you mentioned, there's fuckery about.
No one going to define that for me.
Somewhere up above you, along that wooden ceiling, which is maybe 10 or 11 or 10 or 12 feet above the floor. It's relatively high. It's a lavish home. You hear that familiar and a bit of a giggle in the dark as footsteps run across the ceiling above you.
Tins is going to take a set of each. Men's and women's.
Okay. So put dark fancy clothes. They are all a darker gray and the sort of mauve-y, purplish hue to them. Seems to be the common theme. These dark grays and purples.
Durango, you gonna check out that door?
Yeah. Well, no time like the present, I suppose. And Durango extends a hand reluctantly to the handle and opens the door, like almost wincing in advance as he does so.
As you pull open the door of this dust-filled closet, immediately, Durango, your eyes catch a figure staring back at you. In the dark, it's alarming at first, this dark purple skin and the yellowed eyes, before you realize it is just a full-length mirror mounted on the back of the door.
God damn it.
Inside is an empty closet.
There is no better thing to find than Durango in the closet. Look, he's nothing.
Spent a lot of time in closets.
That's new information for me, brother. There ain't nothing in here. Off to find this magic key.
Well, somebody else was wanting me to look at something. I'm sorry. I found some interesting clothes. I think they may be useful later if they even stay clothes whenever we leave here at all.
Well, it means stay clothes. Sorry.
Listen, fuckery is fuckery. What do you want from me?
You're gonna eventually have to tell me what fuckery means.
Fuckery is fuckery.
That was not descriptive.
How do I put this then? Fuckery is defined by the amount of bullshit and bullshittery that happens around you, including things that tarnish whenever you turn around, doors that don't break, houses that seem to almost respond to voices, and the occasional, what was it? Oh yeah, children that disappear behind unbarred doors that are not locked, that can't be unlocked, that are also barred.
Sounds like a Thursday. I don't.
Sounds like fuckery to me.
Cole, you see his expression change for a second, and he goes, "How does that respond?" Oi! You gonna open this door for us or what?
Voice echoes a bit through the empty home before getting almost stamped out and choked into silence. Durango, you with a bit of a smirk and a smile at the whole situation and everybody being a little up in arms over what is essentially a Thursday. You smirk at your joke that didn't seem to land, and you close the door. And as you do, and just for a moment, you close it and you watch as your reflection still just stays impossibly where it's still in that mirror as it shuts. Just quick enough for you to feel like maybe it's your mind playing tricks on you.
Perhaps you needed to say, please, Cole. He shudders lightly as he steps away from the closet.
I ain't saying please to a house.
Ash, you ever pick up that bauble you were looking at?
No. There's a drawer full of a little boxy full of jewels.
Foxy,
Yeah, boxy.
you're getting friendlier by the moment. Love it.
Yeah, could you be a pal and tell me if this is worth anything?
Sure, let me take a look.
I don't care about
make
value. Just like, is it gonna curse me?
Oh no, we're going for value. We're going for the whole shebang. I want to know everything about this box.
Okay, give me investigation and arcana, both.
Investigation of 9 and an arcana of 5. My hotness has disappeared.
So as you look down at the box and immediately recognize it's silver and gold and inlaid, and I mean it reeks of value. I mean it looks like something that would be, a noble would buy their lady. So you imagine it is worth quite a bit. Same with the jewelry, although you sense no magic and you see no signs of wizardry or
Fuckery.
runes, fuckery, if you will. They look like 3 valuable gold rings in a silvered or platinum necklace with a jewel in it.
He's gonna look up at the. You said that there's artwork here. There's a painting of the heads of household. Does the lady have 3 rings on a hand?
The lady does not. She's got, in the painting, she does have a very plain gold ring, similar to one that's in the box, as well as the necklace on.
Well, it's worth quite a lot. Though, I think, if my suspicions are correct, we should probably take the necklace and only the necklace. Maybe one of the gold rings. Which one looks? Are any of these rings plain, similar to the one that's up there?
All 3 of them look the same.
Plain gold. Okay.
How about we just take the box with us?
Because it's already. Clothes aren't going to do anything if they decide to change whenever you leave. The worst that's going to happen is they may constrict upon exiting the doorway. If you're not wearing them, no issues. However, these things here, I don't know if they're cursed or not. And I can't tell. There's no markings on them. They're very plain. But I do know that if we're dealing with something dead of a sort, I mean, look around the house. Again, the fuckery. You got to remember the fuckery.
DM, how much would I know about curses? Is that something that I would have learned while training?
Absolutely. Make a religion check or history. I'll give you either one, whichever you choose.
I got religion, 13.
13. Yeah, I mean, there are all kinds of curses, and they are common in multiple facets of not only societies. There are racial curses. There are nationalities that have their own legends and curses that they can bestow or has been afflicted upon them. There are demonic. There are spirits. There are curses can exist in a myriad of forms. It is just another form of magic, really. Not much different than a fireball or what Durango is able to do.
Would I have learned any ways of like looking at something and telling, besides like the obvious like runes and stuff like that? But would I be able to identify something that was cursed by giving it like kind of a once over?
I think you'd be confident in that you would. I don't know if that means 100% that you would, but you feel confident given the 13 and your knowledge that you feel like you would have that instinct. I mean, when things are undead or fiends, right? You have that that divinity that you can tap into, but whether that's true or not, I guess remains to be seen.
I'll give it a shot anyway. If I'm feeling confident, I'll go ahead and open it up and check her out.
You pick up the rings, you pick up the necklace. They are cold to the touch in your hands. You don't feel anything. You don't feel cursed. They just feel like coins jingling in a pouch.
Yeah, I do.
However, Tens, you look up at that painting again, and for a moment you feel like you see the face sort of twist and change in front of your eyes as it stares down at Cole holding the necklace.
Put it down.
Only for a moment.
Put it down.
Why?
The house doesn't like it.
How do you know this? The house tells me nothing.
Her face scrunched up for a moment.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on that one. Free.
I mean, his perspective, he keeps glancing back and forth. Oh, you think he's lying? Fuck you.
Rango, you say anything?
I see furniture, a roof, walls, a floor. On the other hand, that suit of armor did try to kill us.
Fuckery.
He said it again. And Ash is going to step out in the hall and just observe what's there, what other doors are around.
I probably wouldn't listen to Tens, but I probably wouldn't listen to Tens, but I'll definitely listen to Rango, so leave it.
Drop the jewels back down begrudgingly into that silvered, felt-lined case. They drop heavily with a thud. It sort of rings out across the vanity as they fall. The case creaks closed. Jay, in the hallway, there is another door directly across from this double set of doors, directly in front of you. Everything else seems quiet. That suit of armor scattered across the ground.
I'm going to go ahead and check the doors for traps as best as I can because I'm impatient and try this door that's right next.
Investigation check.
Nice.
That'd be
Yeah,
a
the
one.
door seems similar wood and fashion to all the other doors in the house. You don't, again, at this point, you're skeptical whether there are even traps in here. I mean, who would trap their own, master suite of a home? You've been in a lot of homes. You've had to, for various reasons, enter homes that perhaps are not yours, and you've yet to run into many that are, or any at all, that are trapped. So you find nothing.
I'm gonna kick this door and strut in like I own the place.
Sure. So as you open the door, it is another dark room. In the corner or directly in front of you is a wooden tub for bathing with clawed feet, a small iron stove with a kettle resting atop it, and a barrel under a spigot in the eastern wall. There's a cistern that seems to lead up on the roof. Looks like it's used to collect rainwater, which was worn down a pipe. You've seen this before. Again, in some of these wealthier homes, they can collect rainwater and use it for bathing. They heat it and use it for bathing.
Anybody got muddy feet? This room's for you. And just heads back out.
Like down my mud-caked boots and... So, Mr. Tense, you seem to know a bit about what we're doing here, what we're dealing with. So you're trying to dictate to me what fuckery is, but you have no idea what fuckery is.
I know what fuckery is. This feels like fuckery, but a different kind of fuckery than I'm used to.
Is this wizard's word?
I have no bloody idea.
Tins is going to purposely wait for them to leave this room as he just continues to steadily kind of pick about the room like he's searching for things, waiting.
We're going to continue plowing through.
Two more doors in this room here, both to the south.
On his way out of the room, he's going to pick up that necklace and not look at the painting.
Just the necklace?
Just the necklace.
Okay. Go ahead and add a platinum necklace with a topaz to your inventory.
I don't like how much this is happening.
Of course, he's a rogue. I should have. Yeah. Of course.
Okay. As you all cram back into that balcony area, there are two doors you have yet to enter, both to the south on the other side of that armor.
I'm just gonna keep, sort of doing a little bit of a house search routine, moving in a direction and shield forward and ready to attack. And I'm gonna open the door that's to the left of the armor.
Okay. You open it up. Again, the room is dark, pitch black inside. It's almost impossible to see to the other end in the darkness to see how far back the room goes. But it is dusty. You choke a little bit. It's the smell of mildew and sort of mold hit you suddenly. There are shelves lined that have folded sheets and blankets. Looks like old bars of soap. A cobweb covered broom lies leaning against one of the walls. Looks like a storage closet.
Just some linens over here, and then I'm going to
course, they're just linens.
Oh, you want to check them out yourself?
Probably.
Perhaps the house would not like that.
Probably not.
Keep moving in a anti-clockwise direction, and you just go to the next door to the south.
Okay. The door to the south. Again, more dust, more cobwebs. They shroud the entrance and almost cascade like silk as you open and step through. It is another bedroom, although more meager in its furnishings. The bed is smaller and meant for a single person. There is 2 end tables on either side of the bed and what looks like an empty wardrobe mounted on the wall. Next to the wardrobe is another one of those full-length mirrors, and you're startled again as you see your own reflection, dust covered in the darkness, pass by.
I know what I expected, just another room.
Is it the nursery?
Sorry, what?
Is it the nursery?
It looks just like a bedroom, brother. I'm gonna check out the end tables and make sure that, let's see if there's anything there, any notebook or any indication of what we're dealing with or what we're looking at.
A chill runs down your spine, Cole, as you begin to sort of search around the room, this breathy whisper down the back of your neck. As the hair stands up, you turn and you watch this figure. It seems to be almost oblivious to your presence at first. This woman, this flowing, dark dress, just walking across the room.
She's just walking. Is she doing anything else? She's just walking around.
Just walking around.
And does she look solid, or she? Says I think I found some fuckery.
Not surprised.
Ash will turn around at that as he was getting ready to search that closet. Does he also see woman?
You all see the woman just floating vaguely off the ground. She just seems to be moving around the room, unaware of any of you.
Tins is going to start digging through the linens in this closet.
Hello?
Make an investigation check, Tens.
Cool. 5.
Durango, you call out to this thin woman just sort of walking through, and she turns, her neck just moving awkwardly as she stares at you. And in a moment, the face contorts and the hair begins to pull back as if blown by a powerful wind. You feel this icy chill course through your veins as she screeches in the darkness. And now I need you guys to roll initiative. Tens, in the room where you are searching through the drapery or the sheets, the broom in the corner suddenly comes to life and just jumps out at you.
Okay.
Fantastic. And this is where we perm, guys. Episode 2.
We split the party by 10 feet, and it all goes to shit.
And crucial feed.
Oh, come on, man.
Door's gonna lock it.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You guys will be fine. Or not.
Oh.
Nice.
Again, that's my third natural one this game.
Man.
Bro.
It seems to have carried over from Thursday night, huh?
Jeez.
Oh man. How?
All right.
Need a priest.
Ash is this this spectral form clearly goes into an attack mode. She shrieks, and you feel that icy cold chill reverberate down your spine. What do you do?
Oh shit. And he draws his short sword and moves forward and attacks for a 24.
Wow, 19. Yeah, 24 hits.
7 damage.
7 points of damage as Ash just darts forward. No fear in his step as he raises a short sword and slices through it. As it passes through the specter, that iron in the sword just seems to almost burn and illuminate as it rips through this incorporeal form. She screams again in your face.
Oh, I've had necks like you before.
All right. Oops. This. Tens, that broom just suddenly lashing out and attacking at you in the dark. As your back was turned, it pops out and attempts to whack you in the darkness in the closet. It's a 15 hit.
15 hits.
15 hits. You take 5 points of damage
Oh boy.
as the broom clobbers you over the back of the head suddenly.
Not liking that.
Durango.
So Durango takes up position behind Cole. Not quite using him like a human shield, but definitely using him to stay away from this banshee. He seems, or ghost. It seems like a familiar thing to do for him. Like it's his
nothing
first
new.
time.
Yeah.
He kind of leans to the left side with his lute pointed at the specter and plays that discordant riff. Does 16 hit?
A 16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's 3 force. Muted, sir.
As that bolt illuminates and just passes through the room, it gives off its own ghostly light as it slams into that incorporeal form of this young woman, just sort of pulsing this dark energy through her as it goes.
That's all I got.
Tensfeta.
I'm gonna use my action to disengage and dip out. That's 5, 10, 15. See the spectral lady in the corner and find his own corner to step in as he pulls out a bag of marbles. That's his turn.
Okay. You guys watch as Tensfeta just sort of bolts through the room, goes in the corner, and begins fiddling with something in a
Watch
couch.
Room.
Cole. I'm sorry, actually not Cole, the Spectre. Well, we'll say Ash. That iron sword cutting through. She turns to you and immediately reaches out to grab a hold of you.
Touch me.
And to say,
Nice.
that's a natural one for a 5.
Ooh, buddy.
Doesn't it?
Yep. So as those hands begin to reach out for you, you can feel the hair on your arms begin to stand up as she gets closer and closer, and you dart away, moving your sword in front of you. She shrieks back a little bit, just barely avoiding the touch. Cole.
It's nonsense again, and I'm just gonna this time sort of wind up a little bit, and, you know, get my shield front. I'm gonna try to like kind of uppercut his spectral chin with my Morning Star there. Morning Star, there we go. Okay, 18.
18 definitely hits as you swing the Morning Star, similar to when Ash hit the iron in the head as it rushes through, meets this odd resistance, as if the air is heavier inside this corporal form, although it doesn't actually seem to catch flesh or anything else as it passes through. It just slows down. The form sort of turning from that purplish grayish hue that into this reddish as it passes through the form. Go ahead and roll damage. You had a 7?
Oh, 7.
7, yeah. She screams out again and begins to back away towards the wall, just sort of floating there, staring at all of you, ready to pounce. Jay.
Yeah, just gonna straight up keep swinging. Everybody's attacking. Scaredy Pants is scared. We're gonna go ahead and swing the sword again.
Excuse me?
You heard me. 13.
13 will hit.
Oh,
Yep,
good.
13 just hit. So, yep, again, you swing your iron sword now. She's backing away from you and Cole. As the sword passes through, the form screams one more time as it looks up to the heavens, and this terrified visage suddenly softens for just a moment, just dissipates into the darkness.
Ash is just gonna look at his sword and be like, "Oh, I'm really happy that worked."
That weren't so bad.
Well, you're right. I was right. Fuckery in the closet.
Why'd you go in there?
Because I don't know. I want to know. If there's fuckery, I need to know the answers to the fuckery.
No, you don't. We just need to get out of his house.
We have to find, in your terms, the magic key.
Let's not get too hung up on the key. I just said it could be a magic key.
All right, and we are back for real this time. Thank you. We took our break a little early, I guess. Ryan really needed to go and just decided to kill the whole stream to get there. So thank you guys for sticking around through that technical difficulty. The truth is the best humor. So guys, make sure that you are redeeming your elf eggs for the Dragonite dice giveaway. Again, keep looking at the keep watching the NAMI donations go up. Really appreciate that. We'll be doing that all month long. Anything you have to spare is very helpful there, and you can earn an extra chance to win dice, because why not? I promise you the dice are worth way more than any of the donation tiers. Way more, about 4 times as much as the highest one. So no, I have a $50? I have a $50 one in there, twice as much as the highest one. So make sure you're hitting those, and of course the Steam bribe giveaway. Those of you, we got a lot of followers tonight. Following gets you 300 elf eggs. That's enough to win a Steam game, and it's Talisman. It's a great game. So make sure you're clicking those. I really shouldn't have to be holding your hand and twisting your arm to take free stuff from us, but you know.
So I'm gonna put it this way: we consistently have 3 to 4 entries for the Steam game. That's 25% chance of winning a game for just hanging out and following the stream. That's it. Do it. It's free. Please.
Or don't. I don't. You know what? I don't even care. There you go. All right. As you all gather your senses after this spectral woman just assaulted you, Tens is cowering in the corner, talking about a broom, and that is where we'll pick up.
I don't know that cowering is the correct word.
Cowering like a small child.
I mean, He's just kind of
Playing
like
with
touching
marbles.
Yeah, he's touching the back of his head, playing with marbles.
What we say about a broom?
Broom in the closet hit me. That's all.
Fell over. Hit you.
No. It got up and hit me.
Right.
Like the armor.
Right. Yeah. Is there any remains of the spectral lady? Did she leave? Like, did her body disappear and her dress stay, or something?
Nothing. But make a perception check.
Not good at those. Oh, not the worst though. 14.
14. So you begin looking around for signs of her demise, and there is nothing remaining of the spectral woman. The walls in the room again are lined with those similar wood panels, those decorative scenes all around. You do notice now, in the corner where she was hovering, a small crib covered with this black shroud. You didn't see it in the dark originally.
Guess this is the children's room. God, I'm gonna go over to the crib. And just like trying to reach my arm out and just shield up and try to just like catch it on the side, like the little spikes of the morning star, just enough to lift up the fabric.
What was the name that the little girl said outside? Ash, do you remember? I should have written it down.
I don't think she gave us a name.
No, she said the child's name.
As you push that black draping away from the crib, it rocks a little bit, startling you, creaks against the floor. Inside, tightly wrapped, it's a small baby-sized bundle lying in the crib, completely covered.
No, there's not.
What was the name? Chuck can't remember, and he didn't write it down, but I think that Tinsveto would remember it.
Okay, make do you want straight intelligence? You want to make a history?
I mean, it's the same score.
Unless you have like expertise or anything like that, you know?
I'm not even proficient in history. Yeah, I'll do it just in case, because I feel like it might be 18.
It started with a W.
Warren.
Not Warren. And you look around the room at those creepy collages on the walls, and it just clicks suddenly. Walter.
Walter? Walter was the name.
Grace, the creaking of the crib, rocking is across the room. Cole is sort of pushing the drapery. You can see the face, the color draining in his face as he pushes it aside. For a second, you think you hear a baby cry, but you think maybe it's just your mind playing tricks on you. Nothing.
I'm I'm gonna inch closer to the crib. What am I doing? I've been. This is nothing. This is nothing. I go over. I'm not gonna touch it, but I'm gonna straighten up and fix my coat, and I'm put on a little bit of a tough face, and I'm just gonna go and look at the bundle in the crib. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna look.
Make a perception check. It's baby-sized, wrapped tightly. You can't see a face or anything in the like it's swaddled to the point where if there was a baby in there or whatever's in there wouldn't be able to breathe. It would almost be suffocated in whatever position it was in. You can't tell, but it could be a baby. Could have been a baby.
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna put my mace to my side and if you want to creep somebody out to hide a magic key somewhere, in a baby's crib isn't the worst place, so.
Debatable.
Just slowly unwrap it.
As I see him getting ready to reach in, Ash comes over, grabs your hand and stops you. Never mess with another man's child. Don't.
I don't think it's a baby, mate.
Doesn't
I hope
matter.
it's not. I hope it's not a baby. No, I gotta.
As you reach down into the crib, despite Ash grabbing your hand, you continue to push forward. Ash, are you just letting him grab it, or are you going to try to stop him?
If he breaks out of my grasp, I'll let him reach.
Okay.
It's not going to be that quick.
Reach down. It is the wrapping is warm, and it sort of squishes in as you grab it, and then as you look at it, and you feel like you see these maggots sort of pour out from underneath as it sort of squishes in your hand for a moment, and your eyes just blink, and it's nothing. There it is, a tightly wrapped bundle of blankets.
Oh. Clearly pale in the face. You're just gonna go, oh yeah, nothing to worry about. Just a blanket. Oh god.
Do I believe that?
Make an insight check.
$11. I do have expertise.
I think it's fairly obvious to everyone that the house is starting to get to even the most stalwart of us. And in the coloration of his face in this dark room, I think you can tell that he is shook in general. But you know that these things tend to play tricks. It's what they do.
Mm-hmm. You can't trust your eyes. Never trust your eyes. Or your ears.
I hope not, mate.
Trust your faculties. And don't let the fuckery get to you. Mm-hmm.
Somewhere up above you, the footsteps again running across the ground.
He's going to move across and check this door.
If no one wants to do the other door, I'll do the other one as well.
Ah, yes. What fresh horrors lie ahead?
Investigation checks. All right. While those two look at the doors, Durango, Ash, what are you guys doing?
Durango's keeping a real close eye on tens. He's not too sure what to make of this guy.
No, that's valid.
Ash is gonna sidle up next to Cole and like right in his ear. You ever fuck with another man's kid again, I'll kill you. And then is just gonna step back a few feet.
It was blankets, mate.
You're just getting the death glare from Ash.
I rolled my 4th natural 1 off the game.
And Ash's face softens just slightly as he struggles you struggling with the door.
So again, you guys are looking through, and the doors are that same same high quality wood that the rest of the house has been built on. Cole, you start tracing, running your thing, looking for any traps or anything on the door that might spring to life or eat you. There is nothing, and you're a little shook by and confused by not only Jay and everything that's happening. So you're fighting with that door. You don't notice anything. You don't see anything out of place.
I just want to get out of here, so open her up.
Okay. You push the door open, and it is there are looks like it's just another play area in the nursery. There are more wardrobes with small toys and dolls that sort of just stare at you in the darkness. Again, covered in cobwebs and dust. Tens, as you once again try to fuddle with that door, you feel that same sort of heaviness to them. You jimmy the lock, you check for traps. You can't feel any drafts or anything. You put a little bit of pressure on it. They don't seem to budge, even though there doesn't appear to be anything locked.
He's gonna open it up.
You shake them, and again, they bang a little, but they go nowhere.
All right. Apparently, I'm not allowed to open doors anymore. And like the tips of his hair, like you see a small flicker of flame just lick off of the edge of his hair. If you're paying attention there, Durango, as he just starts stomping towards Cole's room. Cole, did you find anything?
Just a crib and an assload of fucking dolls.
Love it. Love creepy things.
Oh yeah, this is great. Let's leave. Let's make this fast. I've had it.
You go and open up the door.
As Tens like bounds past you, you lean back, and you lean against that mirror that's right behind you. That is, in this time you bang into it, and you feel as it bangs into the wall behind you, it makes this awful noise as it bangs into it, and the door behind, or the wall behind the mirror, creaks open.
What have we here? Is it open? It's open and opens inward.
He's talking to Durango.
Oh.
It is my turn to receive a message from the house, it would appear. You rest of you see this too, yes?
Yeah, what's in there?
Mm-hmm. By all means, Goblin Mind Blower.
Durango does his best to affect a confident and mocking bow before going up the stairs, but you can tell he's not looking forward to this.
Again, that wall of cobwebs meets you and brushes against your skin as you pass through. In this small wooden corridor, you see now just the cracks in the wooden panels. You can see a little bit of light from the other side. Another door directly in front of you seems to lead out to that balcony room, and a set of dark, flimsy-looking wooden stairs lead up further.
How flimsy are we talking? Let's give those
Just
a good
not
looking at.
make an investigation check or perception, I guess, depending on if you want to touch the stairs.
It's 19.
So either way, they look like you've seen stairs like this before. It's not the same nice, fine construction of that spiral staircase that wrapped around the house. This looks like the sort of construction for an attic or a basement, right? It's that just wood on stairs. It's not finished. You understand?
Absolutely. You said you wish to start from the top, Mr. Esh?
Yeah. Is there more up?
I believe we have found more up, yes.
God's bless it. And Ash will move through and follow.
Yep. Tens will be at the very back because he is sitting at 4 hit points.
Oh, would I notice your condition right now?
He tends to put on a brave face, but he's definitely probably bleeding from the back of the head where he got cracked. So.
All right. I'll did I notice this? And he's just gonna he gonna smack you upside the head and cast lay on hands.
How many points?
I think 5.
You can choose 1 through 5 at first level.
You already used lay on hands on yourself, right?
Yeah, I've got 5 uses.
No, you've got 5 hit points. You've got 5 hit points to give.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, I misunderstood it. First time paladin. Okay, so I've used all 5. I don't have any lay on hands right now then.
Oh, goody.
Sorry.
So he just hits you upside the head.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As you pull your hand away, Cole, there is a bit of like blood on the back of your hands, just like warm and sticky.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that serious, mate.
Told you, I got hit in the back of the head by a broom.
Oh, well, normally when I get hit, I don't get that banged up. Let's see here. I got a bit of a blanket, so I'm gonna rip a piece off and offer it as like a suture.
Make a medicine check.
Suture is the wrong word. You know what I mean. To get pressure on it. Terrible. 6.
6. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to wrap it around. It's not as tight as it could be. He's kind of squirming and being.
Stop.
But you feel like it's enough to stop the bleeding at least.
Ain't perfect, but it's what we got out here.
Chuck, take 1 hit point.
Hey, I'll take the 1.
And so Durango's gonna make a big performance of like examining this door because he really doesn't know what he's doing. So he's at least going to try and make it look like he does, and does a thorough job of making it look like he knows what he's doing as he investigates the door. That's a 5.
So you're trying to mirror what you've seen Tens and Cole do several times tonight. You start looking around the cracks in the door, but you don't know what you're looking for. The door easily pushes open as you're investigating for traps, and just
Durango turns to the rest of them and grins proudly. I have opened the door.
Congratulations.
He pulls up the flap of cloth that's covering his eyes. He says, Good job. Unless I fall back down.
Then leans in and peers apprehensively before stepping in.
Sure. The top of the building is an attic, and it's not nearly as finished as the rest of it. So the floor or the wooden planks aren't lacquered the way the ones below were. It is still filled with dust and cobwebs. There are 2 doors that you see immediately, one to the south and one to the north. It's one of the roofs, like the roof, you can see the beams to the roof, and there are wooden walls that are separating them, but it is open. As you step through, the boards of the floor creak with each step. As you step through, you see this dark hallway with 2 more doors down either side of it.
Well,
Just
yeah.
keep checking,
Go
I
round
guess.
2. Hey, Blue Man.
Blue man. Oh yes, my skin. Yes, that is very clever. Durango goes and repeats his performance of investigating this closest door. He's muttering under his breath and infernal as he does.
Very, very quickly, Durango, you realize that as you do the same routine, you go to put your hand and look at the lock the way they did before. This one, it's not a handle that you would turn and open. This is a lower quality door, and it is latched with a very simple latching mechanism and padlocked shut.
And this is beyond my specialties, I am afraid. Mr. Ash, Mr. Tens.
Tins is looking out this window.
It is. It's one of those. It's like a black mirror at this point. It's so dark on the outside, and the little bit of light that you are all giving off, and that's available to you in this room. You're just sort of seeing your reflection look back at you, which looks a little silly with this piece of bed, like sheet, like ripped and just very like kind of loosely clung to your head.
All right.
Does a double take and looks over. Yeah. I'll come do it. Move.
I don't usually use tools to get in.
He'll very quietly pull a set of his thieves' tools out, kind of open up the pouch that it's in, start fiddling with the lock. A little absent-mindedly.
Yeah, go ahead and make a check with your thieves' tools.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, sure.
16.
Yeah, the padlock is cold to the touch. The metal, almost comforting, with the heat throbbing in the back of your head. You very lackadaisically try to pick the lock with your tools, and you don't. You almost go into this as your mind is starting to wander and everything in the house, and just whether you're ever going to see daylight again or the Feywild, and suddenly it just the padlock comes undone.
Pulls it off and goes to open the door. There you go. Oh.
The door creaks open.
Look a little worse for wear. Why don't you go ahead and let me push through on this one. And Ash will step into the room.
The room you step into contains another window, but it has been bricked up. You can see the outline of it against the back wall. There are 2 dusty wood-framed beds, child-sized. Immediately to your left is a small toy chest with windmills painted on the sides. And to the right, another little replica of the exact house that you entered. Everything is draped in a bedding of cobwebs. Spiders sort of flitter about in the corners of the room. And lying in the middle of the floor are 2 small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the 2 skeletons cradles a stuffed doll that you also recognize.
God, the music is on point.
Ash is just gonna step back out and close the door back behind him. I found the kids. It's just not the way that we saw them.
I had a feeling.
I had him padlocked.
They said there were monsters in the basement. If it took us finding the attic by stumbling upon it, makes me wonder if we shouldn't check the base floor one more time, a little bit closer. I didn't go into the room that I sent you into. We can take a look in there.
This one was in behind a mirror. I could always look for more of those.
The last mirror we saw was on the inside of a door.
Did we lift it up? Maybe. I'm sorry. I finished clearing this floor. Keep moving down.
Right.
And Ash is just gonna walk over, not look at any traps on this one, and get ready to open it.
Okay, go ahead.
So immediately to the north and south of you, or your right or left, depending on how you're looking at it, if you're looking down the hallway, there are 2 doors. So you're looking at the one above you or below you?
Yeah, the one that above me, yeah.
Okay. The door, you make another investigation check? Is that what you're saying?
Nah,
Or you're just going to push it?
Ash looks a little shook after that whole last room and is just trying to
Quickly
move
just
through
push it
motions.
open as it creaks open. Another web-filled room. A slender bed. A nightstand and a rocking chair. As you open the door, the rocking chair seems to creak slightly. Gently rock before coming to a stop. It's a small iron stove. It seems like a spare bedroom.
How many fucking people lived in this house? And he's gonna step back out in the.
While he's in there, Tins is going to open up the door, step inside, and place the necklace on the smaller of the 2 children.
Okay. You just put the necklace down over the skeletal remains of the child. You feel this cold air just kind of brush the back of your neck. Nothing.
He'll just nod, take in his surroundings, stare at the closed off window, step out, close the door behind him.
So we have found the children and the mother, and what of the father?
Just one second. I'm gonna go. I know it's the third trip in, but I'm gonna go into the children's room.
Everybody needs a process in their own way, you know.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna start talking. It sound a bit like me talking to myself, but yeah, I think I could see why you'd be lonely. Trapped in here. It's supposed to be your house, and I'm gonna, go over and look at the house.
Make a perception check.
Oh, it's almost a natural 20, but okay, 15. I'll take it.
15. Yep. So you look at the house, and it is an exact replica of the house that you're in currently. And you look at the floor you're on immediately, because it's the top one, the attic, and you can see the next floor down. You see the two doors. The thing that stands out to you immediately as you start to look at the layout is the smaller spiraling staircase that seems to be on the western side of the house. You didn't see it the entire way up. You didn't see it on any of the floors. But you look at that top attic room, and there seems to be a door in the room that you're guessing that Ash is walking into that seems to lead to this spiraling staircase that just goes down and down until the dollhouse ends and the staircase just keeps going. In the house, at the bottom, in the dollhouse, you can see that it looks like some of the doll furniture has been pushed up and like shoved in the hole.
I'm just gonna clear out a little bit. Sorry, kids. I just want to look. It's very nice. Just gonna move some of that furniture out of the way, just to get a better view of it.
As you go to move the furniture, you feel that same chill, that hair stand up on the back of your neck as it's this almost angry gasp in the back of your neck.
Is that what you want us to do? If we take care of that for you, will you let us go? He stands up. And, I just report my findings. Just go out through the door and, sort of, somberly and starting to get a little. Now all he knows is dead children here. Things are starting to, feeling a bit more sad than fearful. This moves over and, it looks like there's probably a way down through this room over here, actually.
So as Cole starts shouting behind you, Ash, you push through the door. Again, thick cobwebs encase the room. There seems to be furniture covered in old draping.
What are you belly aching about?
Wanted to find a way through the basement. I think I found one, brother. There was a model of the house over there, and there was a large spiral staircase branching off this room over here.
He's not gonna go any further into the room. Does I notice anything of note about any of the furniture or anything like that? Or does it just appear to be furniture?
Make a perception check.
$17.
So you don't notice anything in particular. It just seems to be spare furniture, the type of which you've seen at other levels. That's all covered here and probably stored here. There was another of those iron stoves in the corner, as if this room could have potentially been used for something else in the past. What you do notice is a slight flutter on one of the drapes almost directly in front of you. And you sort of, your eye line follows and moves to the wall as Cole starts saying behind you, and you think you can see it now. You think you can see the just very faint outline of what could be a door.
Gonna move towards it. See if I can perceive more of a hidden door of some sort.
Yeah, and with your 17, you easily do now. You sort of trace it with your fingers, and you can feel it in that plaster, that bit of a crack, and you feel that slight breeze as the door opens, revealing this tight 5-foot wide shaft of mortared stone that sort of descends down into the darkness through this iron metal staircase.
Well, wouldn't you know it? What else did that model house show you?
Looks pretty similar besides that. Stacked furniture.
All right. See what the monster in the basement is. Ash is gonna draw his short sword and take a few steps in to the staircase.
Okay. What are the rest of you going down? Is everybody making their way down the stairs?
I'm curious as to what's underneath some of these drapes.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there anything like piano shaped in this furniture pile?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Both of us?
Yeah. Or I'll just one of you with advantage.
I have a plus. I have a decent investigation. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll trust you, man.
17.
Yeah, as you peek under and begin to pull off some of the drapes, again, it looks like nice chairs that are still they're less dusty now under the, having been protected. It is finely crafted furniture, but mirroring a lot of what you saw in the house, as if, maybe some older chairs or extra furnishings would have been stored here. Nothing jumps out at you. Nothing attacks you from underneath the drapery. It is it looks fairly ordinary and plain.
All right, Tinsveta is going to load his. I think it's a hand crossbow, if I remember right. Yep, his hand crossbow, and hold his rapier in the other hand, and just. I'm not going fast.
You don't need to. Yeah, I'll follow it right down after right after Ash.
Okay, as you push through the door and begin to spiral down this staircase. One level after another, you can see these slight slits in the wall where you can see outward sort of into the rooms beyond, although at this point it's become too dark to see anything. Who has dark vision? I think it's only Tens and Durango, yes?
Durango's got pretty good night vision, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will have lit up a torch.
You know, light one. Gah.
Okay. All right, Cole. So you pull a torch out of your pack and light it as you descend down into the darkness. Immediately, the smell of decay and earth starts to hit your nostrils as you get closer and closer, further down. First, next to you see the stone foundation of the house, and it just continues to spiral down. The walls turning into, from that mortared stone to a carved or mined interior. The earth surrounds you as you continue to move down, and the closer you get, in the back of your mind, it's hard to hear almost the creaking and the footsteps of your friends beyond, the crackling of the torch in your hand, and deep in the darkness you hear this this dark chanting. And we're going to take a quick break there. Just another very quick one as our party all levels up to level 2 before we continue our adventure.
Oh, okay.
Oh my.
Okay. Wasn't that
Remember to
expected?
spend your elf eggs. Give us just a couple minutes for this one. Should be pretty quick, and we'll be right back. All right, and we are back. I see a lot of people using elf eggs. Thank you. Or you're welcome if you win the dice. And yeah, let's dive right back in. So as all of you push down into the lower levels of this house, the walls become earthen around you as you make your way into the basement. The walls themselves are claustrophobic. It is a 5-foot tunnel that spans out before you. Somewhere in the distance, that echoing dark chanting seems to permeate throughout the cavern.
Ash is gonna kind of look back at everybody and just kind of like tap his ear and like point forward and give that kind of like, am I the only one hearing this?
Probably not, right? Are we? Is he the only one hearing this? I would be at this point here.
It is all of you. You can all hear it. Although it's too washed and too far away to discern the words.
Durango just turns and nods in affirmation.
So Ash was leading the group, so Ash is gonna push up and just kind of quickly step into the right hall and just look down and let everybody else fill in behind him, do whatever.
The hall is completely dark, the only light being shed from the torch that Cole is holding.
He's gonna whisper out to everybody and just say, I think we should be quiet if there are people down here.
Ash just nods.
Yep, same.
Durango reaches down and cleans off the soles of his boots to make sure he's not dragging any pebbles.
North or south?
Ash just kind of nods and starts heading down to the next opening that he sees and breaking the hallway.
Ash, as you make your way through the earth around you, although thickly packed, is sort of wet and cold to the touch. The tunnels on either side have been carved out. A set of large stone doors seem to be in place inside, further inside the tunnels themselves. These like stone slabs.
He's just gonna kind of breeze past him and then make his way to whatever this room is.
The room, as you enter, is sort of strewn about. There is bits of earth and rock and roots growing through the ground. You see just a plain wooden table, a little mildewy, flanked by long benches, moldy. What looks like debris until you get a little closer in the torchlight. Humanoid bones strewn about on the dirt floor. And then in the middle of that southern wall is another dark alcove. Or two of them, or three of them, realistically. You've got three different ways to go here.
Ash is just gonna move up enough so everybody else can get in the room. All right. Anybody got a preference?
Always go left.
All right, left it is.
Ash, as you take a step forward, sort of moving around the wall, trying to get a good scope of the entire room, you pass this darkened alcove that seems to be almost like a pit. Inside, you can see remnants of jars and bottles, this almost like storage. And then a shadow, as you begin to turn away from it, sort of move and writhe in the darkness. That shadow taking form as this beak sort of appears in the dark. It's an odd shape that, unlike anything you've ever seen before, it's almost like odd bird-like mouth opens wide with the saliva just drenching from either side as these four tentacles seem to wrap out from around it. And in a moment, with a flash, you reach for your sword as it darts out at you.
Oh man,
He's
seen
swinging.
enough hentai.
Attention. You have my attention.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Good roll. Good roll.
Hey, that's an 18.
That's fine. I did terrible for everybody.
As that shape darts out at you from the inky blackness, that beak attempts to grapple onto you. That is a 22.
That hits.
You take 6 points of piercing damage as the beak wraps onto that arm with the short sword, and you struggle before it clamps down, and you can feel the blood start to pool in your arm as it does so.
That's gonna be the sound Ash makes.
Cole.
Might want to unpause the game there, boss.
Oh, sorry.
Seeing the hentai monster come out of the closet there, I am going to shield up, and I'm just gonna bang it with my Morning Star, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith. And every time you see me hit the shield, you see like almost a golden radiance, like the copper gets a little brighter from the point of impact and radiates out, sort of like a ripple in a pond. And eventually that kind of covers the entirety of his body. The ripple cast out.
As you move forward, the shield, this sort of shimmering light, envelops your body as you begin. You're going in with your mace, you said?
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna just come down and whatever the first tentacle I see through the doorway, I'm gonna just try to like spike it to the wall with the Morning Star.
Okay, you can see this sort of, mostly just the head and this like snake-like body as it's lashed out of this alcove and attacking Ash in front of you. You attempt to bring down the mace on top of this snake-like neck or tentacle. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
5 points of damage as I try to, like I said, spike it, and I'm just sort of contending with this slippery tentacle.
Yes, you smack down with the head of the mace. It hits and catches the flesh, but it sort of slips off a little bit, scraping and ripping as it does. The creature writhes as one of these tentacles sort of wraps around the mace before you yank it away.
That will be my turn.
All right, Durango.
So seeing the commotion over in the far wall there, and Durango leaps up on the table for a vantage point to try and see over everybody because he's not super tall. Seeing the monster, he lets loose with his loot, starts blasting at it. It's 16 hit.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 8 force.
The 8 points of force damage now as this bolt pushes past and flies over Ash. You feel the heat as it's like in like this intense heat for a moment as it passes right over your shoulder, slamming into the face of the monster as it rides back again. Right. Tens.
He's gonna pull his dagger and his rapier, step forward, and attack with his rapier first. Does a 12 hit?
12 misses.
And then his offhand attack with his dagger. 12.
Another 12.
He looks a little cocky as he pulls his weapons, and he just says, it's like back home. And he slips down off off the top of the table as he had stepped up onto the bench and comes sliding forward. Just slides a little too far as both weapons just ting against the wall. And then he'll use his bonus action to disengage and move away.
Wouldn't your offhand be your bonus action?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, you're right. So no disengage. Just gonna move away then.
I make that mistake so often. Like, oh, wait, I can't disengage.
So if you want to take your attack of opportunity.
Oh, well, it's up to you. Would you move away knowing that you still want to move away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, of course I will. It's a 9 hit.
Swing and a miss.
Nope. So as you pull back, one of those tentacles reaches out, trying to grab at your arm, but you quickly dart backwards. Ash.
Oh, fuck. And as he's getting wrapped up by this thing, I'm not grappled, right? He just attacked me with the tentacles. gonna go ahead and stab right at its face with the short sword I got out. 21.
21 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Another 8 points as you hack down into this fleshy snake-like body. The snake, the weird beak-like mouth, just sort of like chattering as you hit, and just carving away at this thick greenish flesh.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, the creature is just oozing this putrid smelling bile from the wounds that it's created, but it is still now in this sort of animalistic rat-like mode as it lashes out once more at you, Ash. Is it 22?
Yep.
I'm going to impose disadvantage on that attack roll.
Yeah. There we go. $17 hit.
Yep.
Ah.
All right, you take 4 points of piercing damage. Again, as this beak just manages to snip and clasp a bit of your arm, and underneath the cloth tears on the shirt. Again, as a bit of your flesh is just kind of ripped away from your arm. Cole.
How's Ash looking?
He's bleeding, but he looks like he's fighting through it.
Okay. I'm just rolling the. I never rolled for the cast of Shield of Faith, so now it's tracking properly. Let's see. That's not Shield of Faith. Isn't a concentration, right? No, it's just you just get it.
No,
So
it is concentration.
It is concentration. Yeah.
Okay. Where is it? Bonus action on future 10 minutes.
BSMC. You see the C?
Oh, okay. Yep. And then the C for concentration on that. Okay. Well, just keep on keeping on. I'm gonna go ahead and just attack him again with my mace, my Morning Star. And this time I want to see if I can like crack the side of the beak. I want to try to dislodge one of the jaws so it's off center and it can't really bite as well. It's an 11.
It's 11. So you go for that sort of precision strike, reaching for the jaw, and as you do, it just manages to writhe underneath the swing, and again, those tentacles try to wrap around your arms again.
Morning Star slams into the wall on the side of it.
Bits of stone and earth crumble to the ground. Underneath, you see like a human-sized skull, like a full-grown human-sized skull, just drop out of the earth, cling, 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 crack on the ground.
Okay. That's it.
Durango.
Durango watches the struggle in front of him from his tabletop perch and waits for his opening and hammers on his lute again, shooting that blast.
Exciting Warlock life.
Yeah, you get to spam that pretty hard.
Yep.
It's a 25 to hit.
25 definitely hits. Yeah, as that blast passes again over your shoulder, Ash. 13 points.
Hey.
That's my turn.
Yeah, so Cole, Ash, as you are fending off the attacks from this creature, those tentacles, it rears up and pulls back in the darkness. You see the tentacles sort of flooding around in this blackness before this light just flies by, slamming into it. You watch as that massive green fleshy neck just sort of snaps as that force slams it back against the wall before it just collapses, and tentacles continue to writhe on the ground a little bit, slamming the earth as it does, before just moving completely still.
What subclass of Warlock are you? Just because I'm curious. Am I allowed to ask that question?
Right now, none. I'm level 2.
Warlocks get their patron at level 1.
Oh, the patron type? It's a homebrew one.
Oh, fun.
The
I love
broker.
it.
Yeah, the broker.
Oh, boy.
Now you're talking
You've seen
about
it.
a packed boon.
I have seen it. Interesting. Thing's dead, right?
I believe.
Durango strikes a heroic pose on top of the table and then hops down to the floor.
Thanks, Sparky. Appreciate that.
It is the great Durango Fortescue. Thank you.
Good job blowing its brain.
I'm gonna try to see if it was protecting anything, if there's anything of value in this little pit or hole or whatever it was in.
And I'm gonna flank to the other side of the room.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. I'm just flanking to the other side of the room to make sure that the squishies are being protected on both sides.
13.
You dig around in this odd, disgusting hole, and the smell from this creature is vile as it reaches your nostrils, and you're sort of pushing this greenish black goo just pouring out of the like pulsing out of its empty corpse. You see what looks like rotten remains of food and or bones, some of them vaguely humanoid. You start to dig around, but you just your stomach retches for a moment. Nope.
Yeah, that was gross. If we're still alive tomorrow, remind me never to do that again.
That's not something I think you need reminding of, mate.
What, stepping into shadows?
Well, you shouldn't need reminding of that either.
Shadows are a good place sometimes.
So we're continuing on. We're going south. Looks like we got a door to the west.
Yeah, might as well. Straight through.
Strike through.
Does that mean I'm going first this time?
Oh no, never. I'll kind of slightly aggressively push you out of the way. Just a little.
I can't move at the moment. I'll refresh.
Are we still in combat? Is that the trouble?
I'm moving around fine. There we go. Free move.
Thank you. Then yeah, I'll take up the rear. Like Cole said, keep the squishy safe from both sides.
Cole is very Spartan right now in his defensive posture. You know, the shield high up, making sure that he's got no vulnerable areas exposed, neck isn't exposed, that sort of thing. And Morning Star at the ready on the side, and just proceed through the hallway here, slowly.
I know.
It's a labyrinth in here.
Yeah, as you begin to push into the hall, it extends out in 4 directions. As you continue to push down below, or I'm sorry, to your right, to the west here, that chanting seems to be getting louder down the hallway.
To the west, like this way.
Yes. It's technically the north based on where you guys are, but yeah, looking at it to the west. To your right, if you're facing down.
I don't have any like light spell or anything like that. It's still complete pitch down here.
Correct.
Seeing his apprehension at the moment, he taps his shoulder and says, "Let me go first. Be quiet."
Just sort of back up into the hall behind to let him pass.
Oh, hey, we got raiders.
Oh, hey,
Yo,
hey.
we got raided.
Oh,
Welcome, Raiders.
hello.
He pulls out a small. He pulls out one of those marbles, and he looks back and he says, "I'll throw this back this way if I find anything, and I'm not caught." And then he hunkers down and slowly starts quietly moving his way forward.
I'll take the de facto the rear again as a way for everyone to pass.
As you walk down the set of earthen carved stairs into the tunnel, to your left, the stairs continue down into the darkness. That dark chanting, louder and louder, still emanating, reverberating off the walls beneath you. To the north, another passage seems to go further back into the heart of this basement, if you can even call it that now.
Step around, see the stairs going further down, and look over his shoulder for just a moment, and then duck down into the stairs.
Durango looks at Ash and gestures to the stairs in front of him with a hopeful smile, like, after you.
Ash will sneak by him. Sword still at the ready.
Bull's more or less going by sense of smell at this point. I mean, he's got the torch, but I'd imagine he's trying to keep that a little bit on the down low right now, as not to attract attention.
Okay, so as you all make your way down those stairs, that chant now filling the hallway in this chamber as the stairs wrap around. He is the ancient. He is the land, as it just reverberates and dissipates the second you turn that corner, as if a sharp silence, palpable, fills the room. As you make your way in, there's the stone chamber carved again from that dark, wet earth. Little daises in tiny little alcoves. Each seem to contain some sort of item in the dark. These little artifacts, like a reliquary, stacked along the walls.
Move in.
stepping quietly observing the various different artifacts one by one. Any of them look interesting?
The
Ancient?
first is small mummified yellow hand with sharp claws that actually it hangs on the loop of a rope. The next is a knife carved from a human bone or humanoid bone, you're uncertain. In the darkness, a dagger with a rat skull set into the pommel. This 8-inch diameter varnished orb. An aspergillum carved from bone. Are you just going to keep going?
Yeah, I think though the
Okay.
orb, is it made of wood?
Do you pick it up? Do you touch it?
Does it look like it's made of wood?
Make a perception check.
Ooh, so close.
Just because he's not 100%, he'll pull out one of those fancy sets of clothes. He'll pull out like the men's sleeve and just like hold the entire shirt over as he just picks it up with the sleeve and looks at it a little bit closer.
He picks it up in his hand and squishes a little bit. That texture like a beach ball that has just been barely deflated. And as you pull it close, you see this whitish hue in this pupil. This black dead pupil staring out at you.
Hello. Set it back down. Wipe the sleeve on the wall.
It serves you right for touching.
Hey, I didn't touch it. The sleeve did.
You touched it. He picked it up. I saw it.
I didn't touch it. The sleeve did.
You keep going, and there is a folded cloak that seems to be stitched together of some sort of leather. The tannish, greenish hue to it. A frog lashed to a stick.
Hold on. You said a tannish greenish hue to it?
Mm-hmm.
That's very specific.
Hold on. Before you touch anything else, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And what is your... That's 30 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
Right. Surprisingly, as you cast Detect Magic, nothing in the chamber illuminates. There is no magical artifact.
I got nothing. Poke away.
What's that cloak made out of?
Make an investigation check.
17.
17. So as you reach down, you grab it and you pick it up in your hands. It has a leathery feel to it, like uncured leather, though it's still sort of soft. But
does it look anything like his own skin when he's in spring?
It doesn't. It looks like it looks paler, as if from a corpse. But not the kind of corpse that you would see, like not like an immediate corpse, but like something that was existing in a corpse form, like make a history check, maybe.
Almost a natural
Tough,
20.
yeah, difficult to say. Some sort of, it's hard to pin down.
He just shakes his
But
head.
it doesn't make you feel good.
Yep. He shakes his head, sets it back down, not reverently by any stretch of the imagination. He just says, Where to next?
Oh, you done touching things?
I think so.
There are 2 tunnels to the south. One seems to slope down into like 20-degree angle into what seems like a reflective surface from where you're standing.
Hey, you still got one of those marbles?
Of course I do.
I borrow one.
Steps over, hands him one of his 1,000 marbles.
I flip it down towards the reflective surface.
Yeah, just sort of ting, 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 ting off the earth as it lands with a thud and slides with this whoop as it's sucked into what sounds like water. It's like a small splash, but like that hollow, bassy tone of like a marble going into rolling into water. Yep, there you go.
I think we got water down here.
Fancy a swim?
No.
I don't know if we got a choice, mate.
Well, there's another hallway, isn't there?
There's one here, yeah. I'm gonna sort of peer down and get right to the bend. And peer down it.
Goes for another 10 or so feet before turning sharply to the left.
Someone follow.
Yep.
I go down to the next bend, and I'm pivoting to face the openings and everything, so the shield is always up in front.
How loud's the chanting right now? Is it still getting louder?
It completely stopped as soon as you entered that room.
And there is no magic. Even though.
Maybe not anymore.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah.
enter further in, these hollowed out alcoves of thick, almost black earth. You see these sets of iron manacles rusted and attached to something deep in the wall, affixed.
They just look like prison manacles, like these are like cells. I'm not going to investigate any of them too closely, but I'm just gonna keep walking
Yeah,
forward.
your first, from your immediate perspective, based on your passive perception, all of them seem empty. There are no skeletal remains. There's nobody shackled to them. The shackles all lie empty as you push through the room.
Stop thinking about the miscellaneous body parts in the next room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And is still cautiously pushing through, and I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing any that the chants are gone. I'm not hearing voices or any sort of shuffling or anything.
Make a perception check.
Not great at those. Oh,
God, no.
15. 15.
15, right? You don't hear any voices. You hear just a slight like wind for a second. You feel like you can hear some dripping somewhere a little further south in the cavern, or this tunnel, if you will.
Tins would just give a cursory glance to see if there's any dust on the manacles. See how long it's been since they've been used.
Also make a perception check.
Cool. 8.
This place is less dusty in general, and it's not particularly because of. It just has to do with how dust works. It's very damp down here. So it just sort of settles and becomes, part of the mud. It's kind of caked in the sort of hardened earth that you're stepping on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The manacles look rusted, though. It looks like it's been some time. They don't look like they've been recently used. There's nothing indicating recent usage.
Got it. If that's the case, he's almost impatient enough to just push past Cole, and he's going to very politely say, "Can we move a little bit faster?"
Oh, well, by all means, my lord. And I just, I'll just keep pushing forward faster.
As you push through the darkness, the tunnel seems to end. Your eyes do catch in one of the two larger hallways where the cells are to your right and left as you pass by. It does seem to be some sort of skeletal remains that are attached to one of the shackles.
There.
Mm-hmm.
You want to touch more dead things?
That
Kinda.
dripping sound gets further away.
I kind of want to, yes. He looks over his shoulder. Do you guys have any problem with that?
I guess not.
By all means, yes. Touch the bones.
Dead men have great tails. And he'll step around the corner and check the bones.
It doesn't take much because they are completely decayed. All that's left are the bones themselves. However, looking upwards from them, hanging on the back wall of that cell, is a tattered black robe. The only thing that really catches your eye as you look at the robe hanging and the skeleton that seems to have fallen from beneath it is this glint of that gold light that hits you from the finger of one of the skeletal hands.
About what so you said that they're decayed. About what age would you say that the skeletal remains are, like, in terms of humanoid age?
I would say, based on your just base perception, it's hard to determine because they're decayed to a point that there is no more flesh on the bones.
Right.
But also in this particular setting, insects and other creatures down here could have eaten that very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You would, based on Ten's knowledge, you would say it's definitely been over a year.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the age of the person, not necessarily how long they've been here.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Adult human.
Okay.
They're not small. They're not childlike. If that's what you mean.
And the black cloak above it, where the skeleton fell from, does it look like it was? It's just a black cloak, just a standard everyday black cloak.
Yeah, it's sort of hanging from one of the manacles, as if the skeleton's still chained at the feet. So that it looks like it was chained to the wall at one point, and then just over time left there, like, collapsed, and some bit of the black robe is still hanging.
Then he's gonna check the ring. Like, he has no other reason not to trust her.
Yeah, you pick it up. It is very similar to the rings upstairs. It is this just plain gold ring.
And it was on the ring finger.
Mm-hmm.
Left hand. Okay. He takes it. He just says, "Well,
You
think I
don't
may
mess
have
enough
found-
ghosts.
no, obviously not. But I think I found at least one of the parents, potentially, if not one of their prisoners."
DM, is this supposed to be a window in this room I'm in?
Yeah. I would have gone there. I don't know how that happened, but I must have, whoopsie do.
Mhm.
But yes, you step through, and there's another like a bit of the earth is stone, and you can hear that dripping from beyond it. And you push on it for a second, Ash. As Tens messes with skeletons, and it does just push open, which leads out into a further into the darkness, which is seems to be, you hear the sound of water, we'll say.
Hey, when you're done rolling bones, somebody bring that torch over here.
I'll come
There is no
over.
need for torch. With eyes like these?
And Ash will step out of the way so that way Fortescue can Fortescue on by.
Very good. Very good. And
Oh,
Durango
God.
drinks in the sights before him.
Okay. Are you stepping into the room, or just from where you're standing?
Just from where I'm standing, right there.
Okay. So looking down, even with your vision, it is difficult to see through the water. It is very murky and muddy. This room has been carved in stones placed in a line surrounding the outer rim. In the center is this raised dais that rises up out of the water. Again, carved stone with a bit of some sort of altar on the center of it. You can't make much more detail out about it from here, even with your vision in the dark. To the west, where you came from, there was a big wooden wheel that seems to be affixed to the wall, and a iron portcullis that would have blocked essentially the entrance or exit. Um, jutting out from the water.
There
So,
is much water in this room.
is that just like a fissure in the wall, or is it like a doorway right there?
What, you're down the bottom?
Yeah, what we're looking through right now. Or is this
Oh,
or
what
is
you're
it like a
looking through
split
was a
level?
door. It was a secret door.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
this
I
size
apparently
of
forgot to finish in Foundry. I'm sorry.
that's okay. Well, I would like to use your secret door.
When you put it that way.
Durango's going to take a step out into the room and make room for everyone else to get past.
Now, Jefe, since Veta is very curious about this here dais.
Yeah, the room itself, as all of you make your way in, your footsteps echo. The acoustics reverberate again around the edge of the room. You almost, for a second, as the sounds of your footsteps hit the walls, you almost feel like you hear that chanting for just a moment. Like a low hum. The walls here are smooth stone, carved and placed, unlike the rest of the earthen cave beyond. There is a breach in the western wall, or southern wall, from this perspective. It seems to lead further into a dark cave, heaped with refuse. There is just garbage essentially piled in there, or scum.
Can we
Most
see
of the
where
floor is covered. What? Go ahead.
Can we see where the dripping is located specifically?
Make a perception check.
That's
22.
yeah.
So you looking up at the top of the ceiling, it is like that earth ceiling, and it seems to be just bits of water dripping down from the stems of roots above, dripping into the water of the cave.
Ash is going to transition to his bow. and you can see he's pretty well practiced at it, sheathing and then switching, and drawing an arrow. Fortescue, if you're not gonna go that way, move so I can, please.
Oh, yes,
And-
please, be my guest.
And I'm just gonna come to the end of this walkway here and just kind of take in the room, see if I notice anything, can see into the other parts of the room any better. Get an angle on anything that might be happening.
Again, tough to see in the light with your limited vision and the limited light. What you can tell from here, Ash, is that the water is only a few feet deep. It'll probably come up to your knees.
Ash is gonna take a torch and light it, and then toss it at the dais to see if he can land it on the dais.
On the dais, on the dais, on the dais.
Make a ranged attack. Like if you have your bow on you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so just use that.
that is gonna be a 22 to hit.
22,
Or-
yeah. So easily you toss the torch as it lands, illuminating the dais as it rolls across that stone top and landing, bouncing against that altar. You can see in the shadows sort of dancing and flittering in the torchlight, these figures grasping up or like reaching up, creating the top, as if they're holding the top of the altar itself, these twisted faces with these sharp teeth, ghoulish as they lift this dais up. The stone dais itself covered in thick, reddish, dried blood.
Well, seems we found where the child was sacrificed. Potentially.
Well, I think we found the source of the monster in the basement, if nothing else.
We still haven't seen any of the voices that we heard, though. There's someone here. We're not alone.
Think they are feeding something?
Just for some clarity, DM, the figures holding up the tabletop, are those actual figures, or are they like carved ornamentation on the table?
Carved.
Okay.
Hens looks at the others, shrugs, hops into the water.
Durango makes a standing
splash,
jump to try and like clear the water just to get to the stone and stay dry.
He'll make his way over.
Okay, I might have to turn to Chuck here for a second. What is standing jump distance? It's a strength thing?
It's based off your strength, so just let's see, jump 5e.
Oh, not
Yeah,
not
right, yeah.
acrobatics?
I was looking it up. I just didn't know if you knew it off the top of your head.
I usually do. I'm not DMing.
I know, I just-
Let's see, long jump. When you make a standing long jump, you can move only half the distance, and when you make a long jump, you can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately. So half of your strength score if you're doing it standing.
All right. What is your
Oh.
strength?
Pitiful. I thought that'd be an acrobatics check. No, Durango will stay safe and dry then. No.
Yeah. So I think depending on what it is. What is it? A 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to standing jump about 4 feet.
Yeah. Not sufficient.
Not very comfortable with the rogue going by himself. I'm just gonna lower myself into the water and trudge across. You got attacked by a broom last time, okay?
Listen, I'm feeling a little bit better though.
The back of your head is still bleeding.
You gave me a bandage.
Nobody confirmed that, by the way.
I know, which is great. I've left it alone this entire time.
The broom is just stalking you through the hallways.
It just swish, swish, swish.
It's just cleaning up our footsteps. That's it, we're fine.
All right, so you splash down into the cold water. It is cold, and there's this distinct irony, but also like musty smell to the water as it gets moved around.
Yes. Fuckery.
This is where they keep the fuckery.
Your foot slips on the mossy bottom stair a little as you climb the dais itself. What are the rest of you doing? I see you moving around.
Ash is just gonna cross this little water patch here over to the other side and try to see behind the dais.
Durango's just watching, kind of keeping an eye on the room.
Cole, you jump in the water as well?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna let the elf go by himself.
How dare you make me an elf on a shelf?
Elf by himself? I never said nothing about no shelf.
Dare you? All right.
Winter festival's coming.
If nothing else is happening, he's gonna step up onto the dais and actually check things out a little bit closer.
Now you're an elf on the shelf.
Ah, fuck off.
Tens, as you step up onto the dais, you can see the sort of grisly remains of ancient practices, dried and time-worn across the stone floor before you.
Are there any implements of such things, or just the signs of such things?
Nothing visible to you, and as you walk up to the dais, which I imagine is your focal point.
Mm-hmm. Let's get to that altar.
Yeah, you begin to stand, and the rest of you suddenly are met with this chanting as it begins to rise again in the darkness. Suddenly, all around you, figures, apparitions appear in the dark, each one passing as if through the wall, and that reverberation, that hum just begins to grow louder and louder. All of you sort of jump and weapons drawn as each one, this black robed figure holding a spectral torch, 13 in total, loom around the edges of the room. The torch's fire is almost black, and it actually seems to draw the light and suck it out of your own torches and in your own vision, as if these black holes creating these voids, these in the faces beyond the robes, is this pitch black. Is over and over again you hear, "One must die, one must die, one must die." And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Good.
Thank
with
you,
void
thank you
faces.
everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you for the raid. I didn't see who did it. I don't know if you guys were paying attention. I can't do two things at once. For those of you that are new here, a simple follow tonight will get you our Steam Key bribe. So we'll give you a few moments there. If you've got 300 elf eggs remaining, go ahead and hit that Steam Key bribe. You have a really good chance of winning a free game. Tonight's game is Talisman. For those of you that are reading and looked at all the stuff in the chat, if you want to stick around even longer or join any of our other streams this week, you have 2,000 elf eggs will get you your dice giveaway. These are custom Dragon Knight dice based off of Ashira, who was a character from our Tuesday night D&D game. So huge shout out to all of our sponsors, Foundry, Forge, Tabletop Audio, and I would be remiss to say, although Chuck is officially joining the -2 crew, and we're moving a Sinner's Dream here as of next month. Tomorrow we'll still be on his channel over Chillin' Chuck 42. We'll make sure we hit all the socials, but that'll be a really fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, am I missing anything?
We have Tuesday night, the 5 best friends, as we usually do. That's an over a year-long campaign, so join us on that. Thursdays, we have Nocturne by Night, and we keep finding ways to fill up the schedule. So it's been really exciting around here. Keep an eye out. We have a lot bubbling. So if you want to check that out, give us a follow and stay tuned. And here's
Yeah,
the
and of
dice,
course,
actually.
if you're like God, I didn't quite get to 2,000 eggs, and I really want these dice. They made them sound so good, and trust me, they are. They are. They are Dragonite dice. That is they're custom,
Gorgeous.
resin poured, beautiful. Of course, you can go to the link in our that's been spammed, as well as on the panels for our NAMI donations. We are giving all of our proceeds this month to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and we're trying to raise money there. So I think $10 is a dice giveaway entry. If you have more money than that and you want to spend it there, you're still going to be in the good. I mean, I think even if you get up to $50, these are expensive dice, so it'll totally be worth your while, and you get a bunch of entries for doing that. So thank you so much. We are also going to raid.
Hey,
Let's go with who rolled last week?
Jeez, who knows?
I don't
Was it
know.
Radio J? I think it was Radio J.
Did I do
All
it
right,
last
let's
week?
give it to Chuck.
I'll roll it.
Chuck, you've been on fire all night. Give us a D20.
19.
A 19.
Wow, we're gonna be
Nice.
deep diving here.
Don't forget.
All right, guys, well, stay safe
still got
out
that game to
there.
give away tonight, eh?
Oh, we still
Oh,
we still
yeah,
have
we
to
do.
give out the
Oh,
game.
God.
So let me actually, we do so.
You guys
Jeez, man.
give away too much stuff.
We do a lot of
Just throwing
stuff
crap
out there.
everywhere
We
these
do a
days,
lot
man.
of. We
Can
give a
you
lot
keep
of free
up?
things away.
Okay, so again, 3 entries, 33% chance of whoever wins here, guys.
Come
For-
on, guys.
For 300 elf eggs, you just get that for subscribing. But here we go. Spin the wheel.
You mean following?
Following. Sorry, not subscribing. Following. And friend of the stream, Darth Educatus. You win yourself. I think this is probably Steam game number 2.
Can't win if you don't play.
Cannot win if you don't play, and it's free. So I know where to find you, buddy. I'll send you the code on Discord.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. Let's go out there. Let's make some new friends, and
So
we will
one,
see
two.
you all, if not tomorrow, if not Tuesday, if not Thursday, then back here again next Sunday.
And
Where are we headed?
we are Xenolich is where we're going.
God, that's beautiful. I love
That's
it.
a
Halloween one-shot event.
Oh,
I
let's
love
go.
it.
Let's
And a
go.
Xenolich. That's like two of my favorite things.
There we go. I see you guys over there.